In the 90s, whenever a hero from a TV show would meet his evil twin from another timeline or another dimension, it was kind of over for that show. I mean, that was the trope, which you would jump the shark. When you had little to no creativity left, you pulled that out of the hat, and you know that the show is on its dying wings. Now, whenever there's a lack of creativity, they just make the hero gay. And in the case of Superman, well, he's bisexual now. And I actually asked people from within the industry on why this is happening. And then they explained it to me for two reasons. Number one, it's very easy to greenlit such a thing, because if you go to an editor and you say, hey, let's do Batman in feudal Japan, they will say, nah, we did that. Well, okay, let's do Batman with dinosaurs. Nah, we did that too. Let's make him gay. Well, when you say that, if they say no, then you can accuse them of homophobia. So they have to go with it. And that's the main reason why it's happening. The other reason is to farm that ESG score. Now, ESG is literally a woke score, and it stands for environmentalism, social, and governance. So with social, if you are woke, you get a high score. And this score is so that they can get the sweet, sweet BlackRock money. There's many hedge funds in the United States which spend billions of dollars on companies with high ESG. Like, they invest money, not if your company is actually profitable, but if your company virtue signals. So that's the reasons why they make Superman gay. Now, we are into 2021. I mean, making a gay superhero is neither stunning nor brave. There's more gay superheroes right now than there are gay people in real life. I mean, any single TV show with superheroes, any comic book, you're going to have gayness. It's part of the core. So to me, it came a little bit as a surprise when DC comic illustrators claimed that they called police because they received death threats over Superman's gayness. And I'm like, okay, that's full of shit. That is clearly full of shit for many reasons. Number one, as I mentioned, like, there's already so many gay superheroes. No one gives a fuck. The second reason is, like, who on earth reads Superman? Like, let's be honest. In order to even be outraged, like, you'd have to actually read the comic or even care about the character. So, who is still standing that legitimately cares about Superman at this point? Because anyone else is reading manga. And then, like, death threats over the internet. I mean, really? Like, if someone tells me that they want to fuck my mom over Xbox, do I actually need to be concerned and go see my mother, hire some private protection for her so that she doesn't get raped? I mean, it's the internet, right? People can say whatever they want on a keyboard. That doesn't mean that it's actually credible. I don't think people are like rabbits who are afraid of their own shadows or squiggly letters they see online. Like, get real. Like, there's no way to verify this. There's no way to even know. Like, the only reason they say this is to separate people. It's the people who believe the actual writers, and, that they start blaming the fandom. It's like, oh, look how toxic the fandom is. Look how evil the fandom is. This is why we need more social justice, more censorship, more authoritarianism, more crackdowns. And the other people are the ones that are like, yeah, nah, I don't believe this. Oh, you're a monster. How dare you not believe it? Don't you know that it's happening? I know for sure that it is happening. And if you don't believe it, you're part of the problem. So, yeah, it's pretty much like a PR stunt. And let's be honest, even if they would receive death threats, they have the cops, okay? Like, people pay taxes for the police to exist. Call the cops. If I receive death threats, do you think the people at Marvel or DC give a fuck? Like, do you think they genuinely care about my situation? No, they don't. So why should I care about theirs? It's about empathy. I never had a person from DC or Marvel ask me how I'm doing. Like, ask me and get interested in my life. So why would I care about theirs, right? I am not the one that sends death threats. I'm not encouraging people to do so. So therefore, I don't care. But guess what? Surprise, surprise. No police was called over the bisexual Superman threat. Man, it must really suck to be in 2021, doesn't it? It must suck a lot. Like, these people probably went back in the 90s where there was actually a supply of homophobismus. Like, back then, there were actually homophobic people. Now there aren't. They all got banned. So, there's a high demand for homophobismus. Like, they really want to feel like they're the warriors of justice. But in reality, No one gives a shit. Okay, no one reads Superman, therefore, no one cares. So now that they're having to fake these bullshits, like they have to pull these PR stunts, because again, like otherwise, no one even knows that these people exist. So apparently, they reported that they required protection and they contacted the LAPD officers. So, in a time when there's already a shortage of cops and police is demoralized, you want me to believe that the cops are, trying to shepherd a couple of people from DC? Get the fuck out. But anyway, so the officers were dispatched to patrol the homes of some illustrator and production staffers who created the latest iteration of Superman. The extra protection comes after major backlash that included some so-called fans making threats. Again, like, how often does this happen? Because I am on the internet and I get threats on a regular basis. I still don't know why. Like, I'm not that famous. I don't have that many subscribers. And yet, if I still get threats, imagine, like, what a person that's an illustrator and controversial should be getting. Right? But that doesn't mean that people are actually going to show up at your door. You're not Tucker Carlson. Alright? Like, calm the fuck down. But again, like, that didn't even happen because apparently, there wasn't any calls for police. Bleeding Cool checked with our own sources and found that if true, none of the DC comic people involved with the production of the comic seemed aware of it. And that was no sign of LA police being called to keep an eye out over creators or staffers. Indeed, the writer of the comic book in question lives in Australia and the artist in Costa Rica, which may be a little bit outside of LA's jurisdiction. They're lying out of their teeth. They should be ashamed. Hey, you know what? If you're from DC Comics, look at me. Look at me. Shame on you. Shame. Shame on you. How dare you do this? Honestly, how dare you? Like, trying to divide the fandom like this. Because this is what they're doing. They're trying to pour toxicity into the fandom to split people. Because, again, they know there are some human beings out there without a brain who are going to go like, oh my god, oh, they're getting different. Oh, the fandom is so toxic, you guys. Oh, we need more censorship. A little bit more. Oh, ban the quartering. The quartering is horrible because of him. Because of him. Ban Ethan Van Sciver. He doesn't like our comic books and that's why we're getting different. Fuck these people. And fuck the ones that are making these lies and this bullshit. You're not getting threats on the internet. And honestly, if you are, I don't think anyone is going to show at your house. Just to reiterate, you're not Tucker Carlson. No one cares. Who on earth goes to a person that writes comics for fun? How important do these people think they are? Jesus Christ. Let me know what you guys think and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.